Hello, it's Carolier Kazina, and now this is actually part 4 of my comic collection because my batteries died on me mid-waffle. I really must invest in some rechargeable batteries, but I was just showing you that one, and it's called The Unexpected. The next comic I'm going to show you is a number 40 of Ghost Rider with Mr. Johnny Blaze. I've also got another series here of comics. It's number 73 through to number 83, and it's Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X. And what they did in this Marvel Comics Presents, they normally had 3 or 4 stories going on in the comic I think it was every fortnightly, but in this particular run they featured Wolverine in Weapon X, which basically is all about his origin and how he came to get his I can never pronounce that, but how he got his special skeleton and his claws or talons, whatever you want to call them. So that's I'm very pleased to have that. So there you go, that's Wolverine. He's all hooked up there and he's looking in bits in that one, and then he looks very angry in that one. Oh, he must have got away because he's wandering in the snow, but maybe he got caught and they said, that's it, mate. And then he's got some visor on his head in that one. Now he looks like he's got away again, finally. Aha, finally. Now there's his claws, and he looks like he's going to take it out on someone for what happened to him. And now he's been shot at, so it went a bit pear-shaped. And then he looks like he's on fire in that one. But anyway, that's, as we know, Wolverine lived on. So that's his origins. I've also got another mini-series featuring Wolverine. And this is a run of 6. And it's Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. And he always had a soft spot for old Kitty Pryde, didn't he? So it's more of a... It's not completely light-hearted, but it's more of a light-hearted run featuring Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, so I'm quite pleased to have that. I think that's dating from 1984. Then we've got another number 1 of Wolverine. I think, although it's number 1, I think it was more of a one-off than a number 1, and it's called Wolverine Save the Tiger. I don't know what it doesn't say saves, it says Save the Tiger. And then I've got the very first edition of Wolverine, and it's obviously number 1, but it's when he got his own series, and I believe I've got this from number 1, the complete run, to about 50. I know it's either 40 or 50. I've got the whole lot of them, so I must reread that again. So there you go, there's Wolverine number 1 in his very first series. I've also got the first edition of Generation X, which were kind of X people that went to an X school to improve their mutant skills, and it was quite a good comic actually. So there's Generation X. Then there's number 168 of Superboy, and he's looking very distressed, flying off, and he's saying, my people don't want me anymore, or goodbye, I'm never coming back. So he was obviously having a hard time. Giant Superman Family. I remember I had this years and years ago, and it's been read and reread, and it features Lois Lane, who was turned into this robot bionic girl. It's also got Jimmy Olsen when he turned into Elastic Lad, and Supergirl, they turned into a fairy godmother, which doesn't really doesn't really go, does it? Bionic girl, Elastic Lad, fairy godmother. Anyway, I did like that at the time. And I've also got the infamous Death of Superman number 75, and without being too cynical, it probably was a way of revamping Superman, but not to worry, even though he was dead, that was number 75, by issue number 82, as it says here, Superman is back for good. So Superman came back all new and shiny. I've also got the very first edition of The Preacher. I was very fond of The Preacher, and I do own a lot of these between 1 and 50. I am missing some, and I do have more beyond 50, but I'd say I own about 3/4 of The Preacher from 1 to 50. And yeah, here was this dude who was a preacher that was trying to save the world, and he had a few weird sidekicks. There was Tulip, his on-off girlfriend, Cassidy, Irish vampire. There was this weird character called Arseface. He really was. He was called Arseface because he tried to shoot himself, kill himself, and he shot himself in the face, and he failed miserably, and he ended up with a very unfortunate face. So that doesn't really tell you much about The Preacher, but that's Preacher number 1. I've got a 139 of Daredevil. I always loved Daredevil. I thought he looked pretty cool. I've got a very faded Batman, the Brave and the Bold. What number's that? Number 92. I think that's quite old, but it has seen better days. It's probably not worth an awful much. I've got Batman, and he's with the Metal Men, and I wonder if anyone remembers the Metal Men. The Metal Men was quite a fun series. They did get their own comic, and they were quite a fun little group of heroes. I'm trying to remember then. I think it was Mercury. Was it iron, lead, tin, platinum and gold, and they could all do very different things, but they really were quite fun. I've got a World's Finest featuring Superman and Batman. I've got a comic adaptation of Superman 3. Nice picture of Christopher Reeve on the back. I've got a Superboy 171, and it's introducing Aquaboy as opposed to Aquaman, and there's these two very strange looking rogues who just happen to be fishing, and they found Aquaboy, and Superboy's looking very perplexed in that picture. I've also got a X-Men the movie comic adaptation, which came free with the Sun, so well done, Sun, you actually did something good. And it does have the giant free poster inside. There's another Justice League of America, a giant one, number 142. Oh, and lastly, I've got it's more of a recent one, it's 2004, but it was another sort of revamp of a series, and this is The Flash, and I think I bought it because I like the cover, to be honest. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Oh, I'm just going to turn this around. I hope you've enjoyed watching my little comic videos, and I will be doing another one, but it probably won't be for a while, so you won't have to put up with me waffling on about comics for a while. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.